Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com coming to you with the March 24th stock market wrap up for you to use tomorrow, or actually today, because this is going to be for most of you guys, you're going to be watching in the morning. So it's already going to be Wednesday for you guys, and you can use it for today's market and then even for the next couple of days, because all of these videos work in a time frame. Now, this one's going to be made a little bit different today. I got a very interesting email from someone, and so I'm going to have to go stand on my soapbox at the end of this and tell you guys a little bit about why the government is bad and why the government is not good and why cutting taxes is good. And taxes are illegal in the first place, an income tax. So taxes, period, are bad. But anyway, I'll get to that later. Let's go and just do the market in case Mr. Revy doesn't want to stick around and hear what I got to say. So I'm showing you the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, and I want you to notice that from the October lows to now, it is up 26%. So we got that, okay? Now I want to look at the Chinese, the Chinese Shanghai SC Composite. We'll use the November lows to now, see how much it's up. 37%. That's 37 and 26%. Remember that. Now, let's look at our NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ's always the one that I'm going to look at, so I'm going to use the NASDAQ. And I'll use its November lows. I'll show you how much it's up. 15%. So, out of those three markets, which one is the best market to be in? Okay, I would hope you would all know that China, then Hong Kong, then the United States of America. Have you asked yourself recently, why is the United States lagging these Asian nations? If you want to know why, it isn't because of this, or that. It's for one simple reason. They're growing faster than we are. Do you know why they're growing faster than we are? It's not because they're bigger, or else they would have been beating us before. It's because they have free economic policies where they used to have communist policies. And when you got out of that communist system, and whenever you went into a free market-based system, you could have been along for, let's see, not even a full 2 years, and you could have gotten a 400% rally out of 431% out of the Shanghai SC Composite. Let's go back to October, make it about even, a 432%. Let's go to the April, May, June lows over there, 480%. Has America ever moved 480% in such a short amount of time in its indexes? No. You want to know why? Because we've always been free. So we've never came out of a horrible situation into a good free situation like China has done. Government still might be communist, but the market is free. It's a free market-based system. And that's why it moved up 480% in those 2 years, while during that exact same time, let's just go ahead and bring up the NASDAQ again. During that same time. So let's see how much. So during China's 480% move, the NASDAQ moved a whopping 29%. Why is that? And if you don't see that, it's because they went from a very communist style of government to a free open market, and they had more room for growth than a nation that used to be free and that slowly became unfree under George W. Bush. Oh, wait, but aren't I one of those crazy right-winging, Bible-thumping idiots? I thought I was William Revy. How could I be talking bad about George W. Bush and his crazy spending policies and his reckless endanger and his recklessness of going into war, which once we were in Iraq, I have to support because our military's in there. I actually have a little bit of class when it comes to that kind of situation. However, when China moves 480% from 2005 to 2007, and during the best run of the NASDAQ from 2002 to 2007, it only moves 146%, you might want to start questioning yourselves why that market's blowing up and why our market isn't blowing up. And if you're like, well, that's in the past, look at now. Yeah, look at now. Look at the NASDAQ. Look at this market. Okay, so from the March lows to now, let's look at the short term. The NASDAQ has ran 19%. Oh my gosh, we've missed the move. Does anybody remember 2003? Don't you guys remember what I taught you about 2003 and the bottom there, and even 2002? Here's the bottom in 2003. Now, let's say you missed the follow-through day right there. And let's say you missed this huge up day. It's going to have a big, huge up day. Let me find the right one. Can't remember when it was. Yeah, let's say you're up here and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just too late. I've missed the move. From the March lows or even the October lows to now in the NASDAQ, I've missed a 47% move. I must have missed the whole move.
Well, I'm going to hold down the shift button and go out on the NASDAQ. When you're in a bull market and it's a real bull market, you haven't missed nothing. And then if you're like, oh, well, there's no stocks to get, I want to remind you of this one that's no longer here, so I can't use that one. And then this one's hitting the top of my head, EGHT. Don't you guys remember this one? We're still not long it. We're still not long. Still not long. Now I'm long. Now I'm getting long the stock. Got long the stock here on the higher BOP. Volumes above average. Shows up in the scan. Closes near the high of the day in the daily range. There I'm long. The next day I'm really long. So, but Josh, how far has the NASDAQ gone, though? I mean, that's too extended. You don't want to buy a stock after the market's put in a bottom way down here, right? Well, let's see about that. So, October's the bottom. Now, how much is the market up? 72%. My God, I must have missed the move, right? Oh, nope, doesn't look like it. Let's see. Oh, wow, that's pretty impressive right there. What is that kind of move from my very first buy date to there that I supposedly missed because I didn't get the bottom? Oh, only a 295% move in slightly under a full month. On margin, that's almost a 600% gain. Wow, it sure is rough out there, isn't it? You guys, I know how to find the best stocks. I know how to make money. I know how to make huge money. I know what makes us huge money. And right now, the market is in a lot of trouble because we're going into a socialist market. I am sorry. I'm not for either little government intervention or a lot of government intervention. I am for absolutely no government intervention. The government is horrible. It creates these messes. Do you think Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac would have turned out the way it does if it would have been run by a publicly traded company that did not answer the government, where the bosses had to make money to actually have a job and a career? I don't think Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac would have turned out what it does, because if you read the rules, it went to where the 24% of the loans had to be to lower income, then 40% of the loans, then 50%, then 55% of the loans they had to give to people that they knew probably couldn't pay the bills. What business does that? None. And without rich people, you don't have poor people. I'm not even rich. If you guys knew how much total money I had after all the mistakes I made when I was a Democrat. Oh, wait, I thought you were a right-wing Bible thumper. Well, I'm not. And also, just recently, I've become conservative. I turned conservative around the age of 18, and then I thought I was a Republican around the age of 21, and then in the past few years, I've realized the Republican Party's left me. I'm conservative. I don't believe the government should be involved in our lives. Whenever this country was made, we didn't have right to medical. You need to work your way. Everybody should have to work and provide something to society to reap its benefits. And I hate to tell you, if you open up competition in the medical field, get rid of the one insurance companies in the states or whatever, and you start making it states versus other states can compete, and you open it up and you have less taxes and less paperwork, trust me, it'd be a lot less money. If the government would get their hands out of the medical system would be a lot better. This goes with anything. Look at how your DMV works. Have you ever been to the DMV on a busy day? Do you want everything to run like that? Haven't you read about Canada's and England's hospital systems? So I don't know what all these people are talking about. Not all these people. One guy, William Revy, who sends me an email saying that you got to stop with the right-wing Bible thumper, or it has to be better than those guys, George W. Bush. Let me tell you something. Have you actually read the Bible? Do you really think that you came from nothing? Okay, let's say that you don't believe in Christ. That's fine. Let's say you don't believe in anything. Don't you at least believe in God? And if you don't believe in God and you do believe that we're from nothing, just to let you know, I don't believe that. I believe I'm a little bit more important than an animal, even though I love kittens and doggies. And if you don't think that I'm a huge animal lover, talk to anybody in the platinum level. The bottom line is, the less government, the better will be. And also, if you think you've missed the bottom because all these government things are going to work, which they will not, I want to look at the dollar. Do you think the United States dollar does this after the Fed announces that they're going to make $1 trillion out of the money that isn't there? Do you really think that that's good? Is that why the dollar has fallen like this, the negative 5%? Is that why FXA, the Australian dollar, looks like this on the short term? Is that why platinum is rallying all since October, and silver and gold? Why do you think all these companies are trying to get you to give them their gold jewelry for cash? They're trying to give you worthless cash and take in the gold so that they can melt and make it into money for themselves in coins and gold bars, so they can get the heck out of here. Trust me. You're seeing these commercials for a reason. Not because gold is as highs and they're really going to give it to you at the highest price available for your money. Because they're smart. They know that our money is going to be worthless if you print it like this. If you don't believe me, look at the chart I posted on the commentary. Trust me, you can't print money. What we've done to the money supply in the past 2 months, actually in the past 6 months, because George W. Bush started it by passing the first bill, is insane. And I mean, what it looks like now is just nuts. I mean, we can't even hit a threshold of how crazy this is. And I hate to tell you this, William time, Revy. Less government is better. Lower taxes is better. When you have taxes at 20%, trust me, the people with money are going to spend and invest. When you raise taxes, they're not going to spend and invest. And if you don't think socialism's bad, how come this is our most recent IPO? And then how come before this IPO, the other one wasn't in February, it came out in November. And then before that one, the last one was in September. So we've had 3 IPOs since September: PSOF, LOPE, and MJN. In 1999, I remember 3 coming out every 3 hours. In 1999, I remember them being left, right, 1998, left, right. Were half of them real? No, but the thing is, people took a risk because they believed in the economy. Now, nobody believes in the economy. And until these socialist policies stop, they're not going to change. So whatever you call this, fear-mongering, what have you, it isn't. It's just the truth. I love everybody, and I'm going to make you guys money if we ever become a capitalist society again. Bottom line. Part 2, Part 3 is coming up for my subscribers. Aloha.